Alright, hey guys, welcome to the second part of this free training that I'm making, which pretty much will show you how to go from either no knowledge, just a very basic understanding, to building a successful dropshipping e-com brand and store, which could potentially make thousands of dollars a month. So yeah, if you haven't watched the first part, this is the second video. If you haven't watched the first video, it will be up here somewhere. You can click on it. Generally, I'd say start from the first video and then work your way through the whole playlist. And yeah, let's dive straight into it. Alright, so with this video, I'm trying a new way of, showing you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Previously, we were just doing slides. I think this will be really cool. So today we're going to talk about what makes a winning product. In tomorrow's video, I'm going to show you the different ways to find the winning products and then go on to bring it into a store. But I think first it's really important to understand what makes it a winning product so that you know what to look for. So yeah, pretty much I just want to dive straight into it. The first thing that I do want to say, guys, is literally it only takes one product, or should I say one successful product, to learn the process. Alright, and tons of dropshippers will say this, but once you've got a successful product under your belt and you've gone through the whole sequence of setting it up, scaling it, advertising it, marketing it, then you really just copy and paste what you've learned. So to get this is actually a lot harder than it seems, but once you've got one under your belt, it's really easy just to replicate the process. And I think it's important to know that from the beginning. Alright, so before I show you some examples and stuff, as I said, that will be in tomorrow's video, really just take note of this. Maybe when I'm finished, try and take a screenshot of it so that you can apply it when you actually start learning how to bring in your own products. Alright, so the first thing is, what you need to be looking for is it needs to appeal to a person. Alright, and there's multiple different ways that this can be. Alright, so the first thing is it either fixes a problem that they're having, alright, or it hits them emotionally. Alright, now what do I mean here? I mean it either fixes a problem. Now an example of fixing a problem would be if someone has, let's say someone has really bad dental hygiene, alright? A problem would then be to solve the dental hygiene. You could do things like, sell them like a toothbrush, or you get what I'm saying. It's a problem that needs to be solved, and that's a really basic example. The other one is hitting people emotionally, and this can come in a variety of ways. It could be someone's birthday, it could be Valentine's Day, previously passed. That's a really big e-commerce selling point that you can chase after. And there's things like Easter, birthdays, etc. So it needs to appeal to a person. You can't just put a product in front of someone and then somehow think that they should go and buy it. It needs to solve a problem or attack them emotionally. Alright, so that's the first major thing, and probably the most important thing. The second thing is it should have a very big wow factor. Okay, wow factor. Now, what do I mean by this? When someone is scrolling on social media, whether you putting this on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, Google, it doesn't matter. They are not there to shop, right? They're there to see their friends, their family, to do whatever. So you really need something which has like a wow, something that draws their attention and makes them want to leave whatever they were doing, come onto your site, take out their credit card, type it in, and then end up actually paying for it. So it needs to be a unique product which they know they cannot go get from like Walmart or Target, because let's go back to the toothbrush as an example. That fixes the problem, but why would I buy a toothbrush from a site that I've never heard of when I could buy it at Target or Walmart or something like that? You get what I'm saying? It needs to be something really unique and something that has a really strong wow factor. And the other thing here is a wow factor has something called perceived value. Alright, sorry, spelling everything wrong. Perceived value versus Sorry there. All right, perceived value. So what this means is if something has a wow factor and someone is like, well, that's a really, really cool product, then they're willing to pay more. All right. You cannot try and sell something at a very high price if people don't think it's worth that. Everyone has like a perceived value. So again, let's go back to the toothbrush. The perceived value of a toothbrush is a couple dollars. If you try and sell a toothbrush for $150, no one's going to buy it because they know a toothbrush is not worth $150. Right? So that's something that you really need to keep in mind. The other thing is, because remember, it is going to be marketed on social media, you need to have great images and preferably, if you can, great video. Now you can get this from the suppliers, you can get this from YouTube if it's there. I'll go into it in tomorrow's video when I'll talk about actually finding the products. But if you cannot get images or video of the product, there's no way that you're going to be able to use it, because number one, what are you going to put on your store? And number two, what are you going to try and use to show people to come and buy the product? It's just not going to work. So this is an absolute must, and it should actually be really, really great images and really, really great videos. The other thing is you must be able to maintain a margin. All right. So what do I mean when I say maintain a margin? It needs to, number one, it needs to be at least, not it must be at least 3x. So if you can go higher than that, and in fact, let me just, because if you guys take a screenshot, 3x the product cost. All right. So this means if the product costs $1, you need to be able to sell it for $3 and hopefully $4 and $5, right? That's to make enough profit to cover the cost of the item. Now let's go back to the toothbrush again, okay? If I get the toothbrush for $10 from the supplier, very unrealistic, but let's just say that I do. To make it a 3x return, I'm going to have to take the $10, multiply it by 3, and try and sell it for $30, right? Now, again, who's going to pay $30 for a toothbrush? It's just not going to work, okay? And generally, you just need to be careful when you're choosing your products. Make sure that you're working with suppliers which are not overcharging for the product, so that you can still be competitive. Because if you take whatever price you're getting and you multiply it by 3 times, and someone else is selling the same product at a cheaper price or a lower level, you ultimately are going to lose, because why would I buy it from you if it's more expensive for the same thing than from someone else? So you need to make sure that you are able to 3 times the product cost while still being realistic about what the person would be willing to pay for it. And then the last one is, I left it for last, and it's actually really, really important, but it is optional, okay? And this is data, essentially. As you'll see when we get into some of the stuff around digital marketing and data and stuff, but data is what drives digital marketing on Facebook and on Google, because a lot of it has been systemized into algorithms and it works really, really well. And initially, in the beginning phases, all you're going to be doing is just building data, and then scaling it. But we'll get into that in the next couple of videos. But there's 2 ways that you can get this. Is number one, you can leverage it from somewhere. Now, from somewhere is, if you have other stores which are in the same niche, you can import it and leverage it, right? That's fine. If you want to go out and buy the data, you can still go ahead and do that. There's places to do that. And the other thing which I would really recommend doing, and I'm going to probably make an entire video on this, but it's just research. So understand what type of person buys the product that you're trying to sell. Understand how old are they, which cities are the most popular, which demographics, what are their interests, what is kind of their psychographic activity. Because remember, if you're spending money showing people ads, you want to make sure that you're showing it to the right people. Because if you're spending money, right, and you're showing an ad and products to people that have no interest in whatever product you're trying to sell, you are wasting money. And in terms of Facebook and Google, they are businesses themselves, so they want to spend your money because then they get more money. So they will literally spend as much of it as they can. And you never want to be in a position where you're spending hundreds of dollars and you're showing the ad to people that have got no interest in whatever you're trying to sell. So then you're literally just writing off all that money to Facebook and Google. And that's really, and then I guess the other thing here would be trends, all right? For example, a big example of this is probably one of the best examples is fidget spinners. So a while ago, you guys would have seen them. Fidget spinners blew up on the internet. It was originally started by dropshippers, and then kind of Target and Walgreens and normal retailers got involved. But if you were at the beginning of the fidget spinners, before everyone else got there, and you saw this massive uptake in people using it and posting about it, you could have used that as data and then gone and sold the product. So if you have data, concrete data that shows that this product works, this product has proven to work with this demographic, and fidget spinners were the younger demographics, and it's proven to work at this price, then you can go ahead and use that for your own methods and your own targeting and your own structure around how you set up the ad copy and all of that. But that comes with basically just being aware of what's going on around you. Another one is Make America Great Again. The Trump hats sold really, really well when the Trump was in the news more prevalently. I think it was with Kanye or something. So that was another really, really good product that was there. But that was just seizing the moment. So keeping on top of that can really become beneficial here. All right. So guys, that's pretty much everything that makes a winning product. If kind of something didn't make sense, comment it down below. Or if you want to go ahead and add something to this list, if you think I've left something off, please DM me or comment it, get hold of me somehow, and I'll try and answer it. And if I think you're right, I'll add it to the video somehow. Generally, this is still really just an introduction. Tomorrow, I promise there will be videos that actually say, go ahead and do this, go here, go there. And it'll be a little bit more action-based that you can actually follow step by step. But this is really, really important, because if you're choosing the wrong products, you can get everything else wrong or right and still mess up because the actual product is not correct. Right? And if you're beginning, you don't want to be wasting money and time and just energy trying to sell something which cannot be sold. So this is a really, really important thing from the beginning, which is why I thought it was necessary to make a completely separate video about it. Also guys, let me know what you think about the new kind of style of video. I was playing with it and I'm really enjoying having these little mind maps. I think it's different to the rest of YouTube content. And yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully guys, I will see you in the next video in this series.